Hi, my name's Keith Varnum, and today I would like to share with you a way to release or change any situation in your life, even old patterns. So if you would, just allow yourself to connect with an old pattern, a challenge, a situation, sometimes called a problem, that you would like to shift or change in your life. And it might be some aspect of your life that you'd simply like to become better, or easier, or more fun. So this also can be used to enhance the situation, to make it much more enjoyable. It's also helpful to notice how you feel right now, emotionally, physically, mentally. Notice what you're thinking about that situation, how your body feels when you think about the situation, what your emotions are. And this is fun because then at the end of this video, you can check and see what's different, what's changed, how you might feel lighter about the situation. So if you would, if you knew a situation that would be very helpful to choose to focus on, to play with during this game, this exercise, what would it be? If you knew the perfect situation to play with this exercise, what would come to mind? And now once you have that situation, allowing yourself to ask, not your mind, not your ego, not your thoughts, not your past experience, but these questions are for your intuition, for your heart, for the center of your being, for God, for the universe, for higher self. So we're asking these questions and then letting go, and allowing the answer to come either immediately or in some shift in the way you feel, or the answers might come in signs or synchronicities. In things, the answer might come in dreams or in a book or a conversation or from a friend. So you just ask the questions of the universe, and then you allow the universe to deliver the answer in whatever form it can, whenever it can. So if you would, focus on that situation that you'd like to enhance or change, and asking the center of your being, higher self, what has been the beneficial purpose of this pattern, this challenge, this situation, up until this moment in my life? If I knew what the beneficial purpose of having this challenge is, what would it be? And let go. If I open to the hidden gift within the appearance, within the surface experience of this situation, if I open to the hidden gift within the situation, behind the scenes, what would it be? What would the gift be? If I got in touch with what my soul's intention was in giving me this experience, what would my soul say? If I became aware of the value, the payoff of having this challenge, this problem, this situation, what would be the value? What would be the payoff to me? If I knew in what way the situation were serving me, helping me in some way, where would my attention go? What would I notice? If I were to become aware that this situation, this challenge, was actually a brilliant, deliberate strategy of my soul to help me to evolve, to be happier. If I were to know that this situation was a deliberate creation of mine, how would I feel? How would my life be different? If I were to allow myself to change my story, how would I feel? If I decided to change this part of my story, how would my life be different? If I were to ask my spirit guides how this pattern has assisted me, how it served me in some way, what would they say? If I were to intuit how this old pattern has somehow regulated or paced my life, my unfolding, in a beneficial way, what would I notice? What would I know? If I knew where to look for how this problem or this situation has protected me, kept me safe in some way, where would I look? If I knew how to feel, that would reveal how this situation has maintained or controlled something for me in my life. What would I feel? Where would my attention be drawn? Right now, if I could hear my higher guidance on how this situation, this challenge, has actually been my servant, my friend, my ally in life, what would my higher guidance say? If I could intuit right now how this situation has actually enhanced aspects of my life, how it has actually helped me to cultivate certain qualities that I wanted to cultivate this lifetime, like compassion, creativity, well-being, exuberance. If I could intuit, if I could hear my intuition, if I could allow the universe to speak to me, to tell me how this pattern, this challenge has somehow helped me to explore and understand and embrace certain aspects of life, what would my intuition tell me? What would the universe share with me? If I knew what my soul was up to, if I knew what my spirit was up to behind the scenes, where would my attention go? What would I notice? If I knew in my heart right now what this old pattern was trying to tell me, what would my heart say? If I allowed myself to become aware of the message of this medicine, this pattern, this challenge, what is its message? What is its medicine? If I allowed myself to know, what would I know? Where would my attention be drawn? Notice whatever you notice. If my higher guidance were to enlighten me as to how this pattern has somehow kept me safe, how it has enhanced my life, how it has deepened my soul, what would my higher guidance lead me to notice, to sense, to feel? What is it now, right now, what is it safe to know about this old pattern? Right now, what would it be helpful to know about this old pattern? If I knew, how has this old pattern helped to nurture my life, nurture me, liberate me? What would be helpful to know that would make my life more fun, more enjoyable? What would be helpful to know? Now at this point, you might be getting a sense that there is a beneficial purpose to this challenge or problem or situation, no matter how old the pattern is. You might not be clear exactly what that beneficial purpose is or has been, and that's okay. You really don't need to know that. What's helpful is to expand your awareness to the level where you have a sense or a knowing that there is a purpose to this, that there is a benefit to having had this particular challenge or old pattern. And once you get that sense or that feel of knowing that, yes, this happened for a reason, it was a good reason, once you have that sense, then you can ask the rest of the questions that help you to expand beyond and actually replace that old pattern and allow it to become your history. So you might ask yourself, right now, in my present awareness, right now, intuitively, do I need to keep this old story about myself? The old story about that problem, that situation, that challenge. Is that old story still helpful, still necessary? Is that old story still nurturing? And intuitively, in my heart, could I replace that story? Could I retell my story about that aspect of my life? In my heart, could I let go and allow God? Could I let go and allow intuition to bring me the same benefits that this old pattern was bringing, but to bring these same benefits in a new way, a different way, a more fun way, a more harmonious way? If I knew how to let go and allow myself to get the same benefits from a new pattern or a new choice, how would I do it? In my heart, if I knew a way to choose to have life be different, where would I look? What would I do? Is it time to take this old pattern off automatic? Is it time to take this old pattern out of the programming, out of my conditioning? As I develop the wisdom and compassion to make fresh choices in the moment from my heart, from my intuition, as I develop that wisdom and love, can I make decisions free of the past, free of my programming, outside the box, in the moment? Is it time? If I allowed myself to experience this aspect of my life in a fresh, new way, how would I feel? If I allowed this old pattern to become a new pattern, if I allowed this aspect of my life to play out and to experience this aspect of my life in a really fresh, new way, how would I feel? How would I feel right now? If I were to become aware that everything in my life was actually perfect just the way it happened, how would I feel right now? If I were to open to the knowing that everything in my life occurred just as I ordered it, how would I feel right now? If I knew where to look for confirmation that my life has been perfect and has unfolded from divine inspiration, if I knew where to look for that knowing, for that awareness, where would I look? If I let go right now and allowed myself to get in touch with what was most important for me to know right now in this moment about myself, about my life, if I were to let go and allow myself to know that, what would it be? What would it be?